God still does wonders.
I don't know how God did it, but He came through for me.
God did it, and I'm so grateful.
Up ahead, and God did it today. After 7 years of waiting, the family of Mr and Mrs Effanga gets triple for their troubles. We'll get to hear the inspiring story of how through faith and patience they reaped a bountiful harvest. Also today, what ought to be a regular antenatal visit soon turned into weeks of hospitalization. What exactly happened? The family of Mr and Mrs Mfon-Jornsen share their God did it story. Hello and a very Merry Christmas to you. This is Heritage News and I am ante-natal in Giga with a Christmas edition of God Did It. Thanks for joining me. Now, expecting a conception within the first year of marriage is quite common amongst couples, and this was largely the same for the family of Mr and Mrs Effanga, who got married in October 2015. By the following year, they were expecting a baby, but that didn't happen. Soon weeks turned into months and months into years, and they were still without the fruit of the womb. Medical diagnoses were also not in their favor. Mrs Effanga was diagnosed at different times to have poor ovulation, blocked tubes, and fibroids. The Effangas, however, kept trusting God for a breakthrough, whilst they continued fervently in prayers. With the passage of time, their desire of having a baby developed into having twins, and by 2021, which happened to be their 6th year in marriage, they were led into asking God for 3 babies at once. By the mercies of God, that same year, Mrs Effanga successfully had a fibroid surgery and other medical procedures. To their amazement, early this year, the Effangas discovered they were expecting not just one baby, but a set of triplets. 33 weeks into the pregnancy, a sister had symptoms of preeclampsia and was quickly taken for a cesarean session to deliver the babies. Surprisingly, just as they at some point asked God for, the babies were of both genders, 2 beautiful baby girls and a boy. As preterm babies, they had a number of challenges, and at some point, the boy had to fight to stay alive. God gave them the victory, and after 28 days in the hospital, they were discharged. Ever since, their growth has been phenomenal. The Effangas are extremely grateful to God for giving them their own bundle of joy in a set of triplets, compressing time in their favor. They're equally grateful to God for the mental and emotional strength He supplied, keeping them safe in the time of fear, anxiety, and uncertainties. The beautiful set of triplets, Rina, Eden, and Bethel, were dedicated to the glory of God on the 4th of December 2022, right here in the House on the Rock, Port Harcourt. What more can I say? Such an inspiring story. Most definitely they that put their trust in the Lord shall never be put to shame. Here's saying a very big congratulations to the Effangas on the successful delivery of their triplets. Moving on, let's now take a look at the testimony of Mr and Mrs Mfon-Jornsen. On the 23rd of November 2021, her sister Mrs Mfon-Jornsen went for what she thought was going to be her regular antenatal appointment, but then wasn't allowed to go home afterwards. The doctors diagnosed her of preeclampsia, that's pregnancy-induced hypertension, and put her on close observation. Unfortunately, her blood pressure didn't normalize, and her sister remained hospitalized for weeks. On Friday, the 10th of December 2021, during our Friday morning prayers, a senior pastor, Reverend Larry Oluche, said God can and will change the appointed day of death for someone. Mrs Mfon-Jornsen said she made that prayer fervently with all of her heart. The next day, she was taken to the theater, and by the mercies of God, she was successfully delivered of a beautiful baby girl. It was a preterm, and the baby weighed a mere 1.8 kilogram. Although she could breathe on her own and had all her organs in good working conditions, she was placed in an incubator for at least 8 days. Her sister and her baby were discharged on the 19th of December in good health. The baby is now a year old, and her sister is very grateful to God for preserving her life and that of the baby. In the same vein, she is equally thankful to her senior pastor for being a good father. The fervent prayers of the righteous certainly avail it much. Congratulations to you, Mrs. Mfon-Jornsen, on the successful birth of your baby, which incidentally came on your own birthday. But as God did it for today, here is a reminder that you can also share your testimonies here on this platform. Simply send an email to goddidit@hotrpodharcourt.com. Once again, it's goddidit@hotrpodharcourt.com. On behalf of the rest of the news team and myself, I would like to again wish you a very Merry Christmas and a rewarding 2023. Heritage News continues shortly. Please, to stay with us.